Today's Talk About It Tuesday question is, what are some steps to take when you feel stuck in your business? When do you decide it's time to pivot? Well, I think we have to go back a little bit on that question and say, how do you know you're stuck or not, right? Because most people have no metric for determining whether they're growing, whether they're stagnant, or whether they're in decline. And I think we can keep it really simple and just look at sales and revenue. So you should have an incremental increase every year. And of course, it'll slow down at a point. But you should have an incremental increase every year in sales and or revenue. And so if you see a slowdown in sales or decline in sales, if you see a decrease in revenue, then you know you're stuck. And once you do that, then you have to start looking at why. And I think the first thing we have to do is look outside and look at the economy as a whole. If there's an economic slowdown, if we're heading towards a recession, if everybody is seeing a slowdown, then you know, okay, it's not just my industry, it's not my business, it's not something I did to cause this, but in general, everything is in decline, and so I'm just experiencing what the entire economy is experiencing. Maybe if your business can handle it, you alter prices temporarily so that you still have money coming in to cover your costs, but you're not necessarily looking for a big growth in revenue. Then you have to look at, okay, if it's not the economy, maybe it's my industry. That's a bigger problem, because if the entire economy is doing well, but your industry is in decline, then perhaps your industry is becoming obsolete, or that fad has passed and people just aren't interested in that anymore. In that case, then you might have to pivot. You also have to look at, if it's just your business, but the industry is not in decline, competitive pressure. So is there pressure from too many other people in the industry in the close proximity? If that's the case, perhaps you have to move. Is there competition from alternatives to what you offer? One thing that you should look at in terms of competitive pressure is becoming a niche, right? So niching down to offer what nobody else offers, specialization, where you get a smaller demographic perhaps, but you can probably charge more. So maybe that's something that you want to look at in terms of dealing with competitive pressure. Is it customer satisfaction, right? Maybe there's a problem with the actual product or service quality. Maybe it's a problem in terms of variety. Maybe it's pricing. Maybe it's delivery. Maybe it's quality. Maybe people just aren't happy. And in that case, really, you just reach out to your customer base and get feedback and find out how you can change the product, the service, the offering, the delivery. Maybe you can't mess with the price too much, or maybe you just have the wrong demographic and you need to look at a totally different demographic because your marketing is reaching the wrong people. So those are some things that you can look at. Of course, you can keep going deeper and deeper and deeper and get more, fine-tuned what the issues are. But you have to do an assessment outside and inside, and you should do it annually and keep track of your number. You should really be keeping track of your numbers every single month, and it won't be a surprise by the time you get to the end of the year, and you can start making those adjustments much earlier. But that's it in general. I'd love to hear your thoughts, your ideas, how you measure your business, and some of the things that you've done, and when you decide it's time to pivot to something different. But please like, share, subscribe, keep the questions coming, and I'll see you next Tuesday.